Welcome to the Magellan Network Show, episode number 353. I am your coach, Joe Lukacs. I've been coaching financial advisors now for over 32 years. And in this episode, I'm going to do something I really have never done before. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. And not a story of how I started, but a story of how I had my breakthrough. And it all boils down to identity. So that's going to be our theme today, our topic in this episode. So let me give you a little backstory. So I started my coaching career, obviously 32 years ago, and it was on the year of my 25th anniversary as a coach. So I want you to think of it this way: a couple things were happening. I was having my 25th year. I was 55, turning 55 years old, and celebrating my 25th wedding anniversary. So a lot of things going on, that year. And I just remember early that year, waking up one morning and asking, and maybe some of you have asked yourself this question: is this all there's going to be? I'm a man in my mid-50s. Am I hit the peak of my career? And to give you guys context, back then, the peak of my career was a mid to high six-figure business. So in the coaching world, that would put me in probably the top 5%. Um, and I loved what I did. I still do. But I had this gnawing question, and like I said, maybe some of you have had this question, like, am I destined for more? Can I do more? Do I deserve more? Which we'll get back to. And, I was and this is where the story really goes. I came to the conclusion that I want to grow my business. Like, you know what? I said, my, ego, right? Like, no. Like, I want to do more. I want to I want to do seven figures and all those things. So I start doing like what's holding me back. And I thought at the time I had a marketing problem. Like, oh man, I need to up my marketing game. I need to do better content, right? Like I got to do a YouTube channel, all this stuff. And I go down this pathway, right, that I think is the right pathway. Like, okay, I'm going to solve my problem by more marketing, putting money into it, right, doing those things. So along the lines, I find this marketing guy who's doing like a 2-day or 3-day boot camp. And I remember it was relatively at the time, expensive. My wife went with me, who's my business partner, Marissa, and we went out to where do we go? Went out to California, in the LA area, right, if you will. And so we went, and we sat there, and we started to learn about marketing and stuff like that. And I thought it was really good. Huntington Beach, that's where it was. Hotel Paseo, for those of you who know where that is. And I remember I got called on to kind of tell my story. And I get up there and I'm kind of like, I'm proud of my accomplishments. 25. I said I'm a 25-year coach. He goes, "Hey, what's your mission?" He goes, I want to impact. I want to change the industry. I want to impact, as many advisors as I can. Da 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 da. Right. And then he asked me, like, what do you charge? And I told him, and he looked at me like he was probably 2 feet from me, and he literally almost got on my face. And he goes, "You don't have a marketing problem. You have a you problem." And this is in front of like 200 people. And I was so shocked by what he said to me that I really had no reaction. And this is towards the latter part of day one. So we kind of so I probably, if you asked me what was taught the rest of that day, I really couldn't tell you, because my brain was shot, because I got broken down. So I remember I went to dinner with my wife. And I was mad. Like, that dude called me out. I paid all this money and he humiliated me, da 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 da. And I remember what my wife said, "But what if he's right? What if he's right?" I said, next morning I get up, I do my morning ritual, get up, go to the beach. I'm on East Coast time, right? So I'm on the West Coast, right? So it's like the second morning. So I'm like up at 4 a.m., like wondering what I can do. So I think Starbucks at the time opened at 5. So I went outside the hotel, walked a block or two, got a Starbucks. I went to the beach, it was still dark out, sat down, and like really thought about the last day, and really started Q&A myself, like, is that what truly it is? And that's why this whole thing is about identity, because at the time I was a good coach, but I wasn't a great coach. And I was a good entrepreneur. I wasn't a great entrepreneur. I was a good business, and I wasn't a great, like, good enough. If you say to me, "Joe, what is your MO?" I say good enough. And all through school, it'd be like, Joe could be a 4.0 if he applied himself, right? I never applied myself. good enough, right? C's get degrees, the old saying. And I sat there in the morning and I probably spent a good hour and just like asking myself, like, is this true? Do I have a me problem? When I look in the mirror, what do I see? And I started to get things started to filter in my head. And as you know, sometimes you think and you don't get anything. And then all of a sudden, you start thinking a little bit more and you get the random idea or the random thought. Then it kind of opens up a new door and kind of step in with a different question to yourself. And this is like, you're doing this in your head, of course. And I came to the conclusion that he's right, that I am afraid of what people think. I am afraid to raise my bar. Why? Because A, what will people think? B, what if they don't like me and not accept me? Growing up for me, and this is where we're going to get deep, and forgive me if this is not what you want to watch or listen. I never felt loved. Never. Now I was loved, but I never felt it. So approval was really important to me. I did not have a lot of friends. I pretty much grew up by myself. I entertained myself. I was a voracious reader. I mean, when I was a little kid, I was reading 5 grades above my comprehension was 5 grades above where I was. So I just created my own little world. And I was very guarded about opening my the old version of me would never have this conversation with you, just wouldn't. So I sat on the beach thinking about the last 25 years of my career. And 10 of those, by the way, so 10 of those 25, I call it my lost decade, where I had very little growth. If I were to show you my P&L for that decade, it would move up and down about $50,000 increments. So nothing, again, took our vacations, good neighborhood, roof over our heads, very, very affluent neighborhood. So it's not like we're like, I don't want to give anybody the opinion or the vision, like I'm under a bridge in a cardboard box, nothing like that, but definitely not fulfilling my potential. So there was this moment that morning. I can remember because I was sitting on a bench in Huntington Beach, probably 2 blocks south of the pier. And there was a garbage can. If those of you in Huntington Beach, there's garbage cans like on the beach area. So at least they were at the time. And I remember the Seagull landed on it. I don't know why I remember this. It's just, and I was watching the Seagull. I was just thinking, like, what is that? What does he have to worry about? Right. I'm like, I guess dying, eating, right, being caught. And then he flew away. And I don't know why it came into my head. Like in that moment, I made a decision that enough was enough. And I can't tell you why I made that decision to this day, but I said enough what it was enough. And what the thought came to my head was this: my first 25 years were practice for my next 25 years. So I created a frame in my mind that I would coach for 50 years. So that would take me to age 80. I'm 62 as I'm recording this. And I was 55 when this happened. And I just thought about it. I said, that's enough. I'm done. I'm just going to be me. And I remember the decisions I made. Here they are. I was going to stop caring about what other people thought. I was going to stop running a nonprofit. I was going to listen to my voice and nobody else's. And I was going to fail massively. And if it didn't work, it'd be okay. But what I will not tolerate is not trying. And I walked off the sand onto, there's like a jogger track there, or a pathway, if you will. And I just felt different. I knew I was different. I knew I'd become a different version of myself. I couldn't quantify it. I couldn't like write it down. Like here's exactly in that moment, but I knew I was different. And then fast forward now, that was 55. So I'm 62, I guess 7 years. I'll be 62, excuse me. 7 years, maybe 6. It'll actually be 6 years this summer. I can tell you why. We all try to get better. We all try to make, and I'll put in our game, advisor land. We all want to gather more assets, make more money, impact more people. But you can't do that unless you're willing to become a different version of you. See, I fell into the false narrative. I was trying to solve the wrong problem. I thought I had a marketing problem. What I really truly had was an identity problem. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think that I mattered enough. I didn't think I deserved it. And that will play havoc in your mind. And that's why for a lot of you, as me, you try things and they don't work, or you invest in things and you don't get a result and you get frustrated, right? Whether it's your health or your bank account or both. You don't have a gym problem. You don't have an exercise problem. You don't have a nutrition problem. You don't have a marketing problem. You don't have a business development problem. You have a you problem. You know what the one most important lesson I got out of that? What I realized is I had been lying to myself for decades. And it was only when I said, he's right, when I stopped lying to myself, that's when everything changed. I told myself the truth. Now, maybe it's your ego or your fear of speaking your truth. Now, I spoke this to no one initially. So it wasn't like I got on stage and made this public declaration like at some motivational event. This was internal. It was quiet. It was calm. It was peaceful. There was no fire walking, no board breaking, just a decision. And what I'm saying to everyone here, if you're watching or listening to me, is your greatness is a decision away. Number one, decide your truth and speak it to you. No one else, just you. Number two, demand the best version of you. And think so instead of saying, "Well, I don't like change." Don't change. Create different versions of you. Like an actor creates characters. Create a character. This is the got my shit together Joe, right? And that's what I'm being. And then you play that character. And as you play that character, you become that character. That's my secret. I determine who I need to become, and I act as that person. And by acting as that person, I'm wiring it internally. But I first view it as a character, and that takes away the idea of change. Nobody likes change. No human being likes change. They just don't. It's okay. Stop trying to change yourself. Become a different version of yourself from scratch. I've done that now since for 6 years. I'm on 3.0. Version 1 to version 2, version 2, version 3. I'm in version 3 right now. Version 4 is going to have to happen for me to accomplish my next level game. And I'm already starting to think about what that is, who I need to become. There's 2 core questions every morning that I want you to think about. Whether it's you're just sitting meditating or having a cup of coffee or on a walk or whatever, or laying in bed, first conscious thought. 2 things. What do you truly want? And who do you need to become to get it? If you would start your day with those 2 core questions, I don't care, like I said, lay in bed. I do it all the time. I lay in bed. That's what I think about. What do I truly want? And who do I need to become to get it? Truly want, not like what I think society will give me or anything like that. Like truly what I want, right? Because that's part of this will be a whole different episode. You got to believe you deserve it. And I struggled with that for many years. Was I really having impact? Did I truly matter? Do my clients pay me because they just like me, or do I really add value? I mean, I want you to think about this. I went a quarter century with that question. Quarter century until I figured it out. So I just want you, I hope this message gets to everybody here that whatever you desire in life, whatever your game is, whatever your goals are, you're a decision away from that. Now, does that mean you're going to get, the economics immediately? No, but you'll be on a pathway towards it, and you'll know because you'll just feel different about yourself. And when you feel different about yourself, your capabilities increase by a massive magnitude. What you're willing to do, your standards it's all a byproduct of a shift of identity, of a decision to change your identity, a decision to become the next version of yourself. That's what this game's about. So I hope this helped you. I hope for some of you, it will unlock something inside of you. And again, thank you for your time in allowing me to share my story and my message. So this is Coach Joe Lukacs. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Magellan Network Show. Free membership, MagellanNetwork.net. You want some free content, some free masterclasses, some free tools? My gift to you. Go check it out. And I'll see you all again next week.